arbitration, mediation, or a collaborative resolution, call Jamboree at 703-222-3333. 6 under now, he's on his final hole. That gives him a 3-stroke lead over Y.E. Yang. He's the clubhouse leader, and also...
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
You're a big one. Buddy?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very well, thanks.
I'm in shock.
I'm sorry?
I went to the wrong, when we did the video, we went to the wrong place.
Oh, no shit. Went to the wrong place.
Yeah, we did. We thought it was down there on Trevilla Road,
Oh,
but
no kidding.
the party was over there?
No, it was right here.
The party was right here.
The party was right here. I'll show you that the lane still exists that they actually used for a driveway. Originally, that was a farm back there before they bought or built all of this properties here. So that was the access to the farm.
Wow.
So the party itself happened, geez, you know, right down where that bottom is, you go up another 100 yards in the house and all the properties were back there. But the place was packed otherwise, you know, I mean.
So it was down, because when we made our video, we were literally maybe, almost 3/4 of a mile away.
Yeah.
On Trevilla. I mean, we just pulled over to where we thought it was.
Right, yeah, no, you missed it.
So the party then took place over there, and then the entrance was down over.
It was one entrance down below me. As you leave here, if you make a right-hand turn, at the end of my property, you'll see a couple of white gates, PVC type gates. And that's the original driveway that led back into there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Efficiently, or that the hospital on the way is using advanced technology to detect disease earlier, or that her train is partly powered by wind turbines
That's it.
100 miles away. She just knows that every day.
So the actual property where the farm was, where the party was, has been developed?
Yeah, pretty much. In fact, let me park him and I'll walk you down there. We'll take a look at it.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
This shed row right here on the back of the barn, you can see this is in addition to where the original barn was.
Okay.
And
you mean the barn was back there?
yeah,
okay.
this was the outside wall of the barn here.
Okay.
And about the middle of the day, during that party, the police showed up here and wanted to know if they could take pictures from inside of the stall out into the party. And of course, we had a couple of problems. Number one, I really didn't want that to happen. But secondly, we had horses. It's summertime, during the daytime, the horses all stay inside. They're not turned out. So we had horses in every stall, so we couldn't allow them to do it anyway. But they really wanted to film everything, apparently because they hadn't seen anything wrong yet. My understanding was that there was nothing that had gone that was illegal at that point. So they just wanted to film and see what they could find out. But I didn't think that would be a good idea.
So they actually came to you and asked you?
Yeah, they had a sergeant and a couple of other guys, a videographer and a couple of others, and wanted to know if they could just set up equipment to monitor what the situation was.
And you just said no?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, number one, because we had a barn full of horses. We really didn't have and secondly, it was a party. Why the hell would I want to do that?
Right, of course. But
and why would I want to piss off 500 or 600 or 700 people? That wouldn't be a very good idea either.
Sure. So now you've been here for how long, or?
About 30 years.
And what exactly is this? This is
this is just a boarding facility. We board horses. My wife is a professional. She's an event rider, which is an Olympic type equestrian sport, where they train their horses to go over a couple of mile course with obstacles, jumps, things like that, water elements. So it's just kind of more of a hobby than anything else. I play polo, so I have about 10 or 12 horses here for that we keep around. It's only a summertime sport, just kind of an amateur sport.
So that was it. So you were out here practicing then?
Yeah, I usually play on the weekends. I have a little field I built right here that I can come out. Of course, the grass what grass I have isn't mowed very well. But just come out and exercise the horses a couple of nights a week.
So this is, it's great. I mean, it's kind of neat to actually see some open space here.
I know.
actually see some open space.
Party, this was all cornfield.
Oh, this was all cornfield?
This part right here was pasture, but the where those houses are, that was just nothing but fields. Farmers were renting those fields and growing crops on them.
Up there?
Yeah.
CBS live. If you believe that, you believe anything. That's my man, crazy man here.
So that was the cornfields.
Yeah, that was a crop or a hay. I don't know if it was corn that year or hay or whatever it was. And this is the original driveway down through here.
Wow.
And you can see kind of where it's walled off, where my fence is right here, the trees are on the other side. That was their driveway down into this party.
Oh, so right through there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeehaw! Right! Right! What's happening? What's happening?
The original house, where this house is now, the original house was off to the left of that, just a little bit. So most of the party was like down in this bottom, and you know that hill was used as a little bit of an amphitheater.
Golly, we were so off the mark. Just in where we had originally, because when I got together with Tito and Kenny and Chris.
And you know, when I saw you guys, when I saw that part of the video, I kept thinking none of it looked familiar, because it was like you were back at the scene of the crime, but that was the wrong scene or the wrong crime, one of the two.
We had actually taped that before I met them, and because it was originally, it was Rudy and his friends, their perception and memory of where it was.
Right.
But they were just the attendees. They didn't actually throw the party, so they gave it their best, best shot.
Right. Well, this was the end of the driveway and kind of going on to the house and property itself.
Wow. This was it.
This is where I told you the next morning after the party's going on all day long. Everybody's fine, horses are in, so we don't have to worry about them. But at about 11 or 12 o'clock that night, we threw the horses out. So we got like 30 horses in this pasture, and these wires, and this one's not electrified right now, but there's an electric wire here that just sends out a pulse like a coil, and it bites the hell out of you for, a millionth of a second every 5 or 6 seconds. So horses won't come up and try to jump it. They'll put their head over it, they'll get bit, they jump back. So we threw the horses out. They were out all night. Decided to bring them in the morning. And I walked down here, and there's a guy laying, like right about here. And I walked down, and he's just laying, and he says, "Turn that fucking fence off." I looked at him and said, "I don't know, man. What are you doing here?" And he goes, "No, turn the fucking fence off, man. It's been shocking the shit out of me." And I said, "Well, what are you doing here?" He says, "I just wanted to see the horses, man. I just wanted to see the horses." And he's got his foot in the fence, and he's kind of stuck. And it's not even shocking him anymore, but it must have shocked him enough that he was just afraid to move at that point, thinking he was going to get shocked again. But it was great, because he was loaded, He was just kind of laying in this really unnatural position with his face going, "Man, turn the fucking fence off, turn the fence off." So that was cool.
That was right here.
That was right here.
Wow,
right here in the corner,
that's great. So the fence was, and this was was this fence
This
here?
chain link wasn't here. No, this was all just the same thing. Wire fence going all the way up.
Go again. Make sure I got it. Go again from right now. Go.
Slice.
Turn on record.
Here we are live here at Gaithersburg. As you can hear from the crowd, there's some real enthusiastic people here. My car is getting creamed over there to the right, but that's no big deal.
Okay, it only cost you $94. For me, Curtis.
Life's really, I'm tripping my balls out, but
Look at it. Zoom in on the fucking Cadillac, right? What is it?
But most of the activity took place right here. This goes right back out to Trevilla Road, right where you came in to my place. This is the next door.
Looks almost like a golf course, but it's
Yeah.
not,
But the topography and the slope and stuff hasn't changed much at all. They didn't they didn't bring in a pan and level the whole place or anything. They just knocked the old buildings down and then replaced them with the new houses. And now there's houses that go all the way to the, for another half mile through there.
So, and the only way, is there an entrance off Trevilla Road?
Yeah, you go up another block to Brushwood Terrace and make a left. and that'll bring you in and all the way around.
I just can't believe how off the mark we were. You know, we just completely missed.
stoned, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like absolutely.
Yeah, this is where I remember it being, man.
That was exactly it. You know, I mean, I wasn't really dealing with the guys who when I interviewed them, we had already done the other part.
Right.
And they didn't have any. There wasn't any way they weren't gonna go out with me. I didn't feel like I needed it, and it was like in Frederick, at the Frederick screening. Because in a sequence there, I say to Billy Gordon, the guy who promoted the party,
Right.
or he asks, because he's out in California, and he asks, is the property still there? And I say yes.
Yeah.
And he's astonished. Somebody in the crowd went, wrong, you know? And I thought, oh
Yeah.
no. This is just another piece of this puzzle, I guess. I'll put this on the DVD just
Right.
to kind of help tell the true story.
It was a cool weekend.
They were looking
We should do that more often. Is actually what should happen around here.